Hey party people, this is Jeremy from Jambalaya Plays Games, and today I'm here with another Kickstarter preview of On the Rocks, which is published by Pentreegames, designed by Mike and Christina Petrie. This is a 2 to 4 player game, plays in about 45 minutes to just over an hour, and what you're doing in this game is you're playing roles of bartenders, and that's why I have this wonderful prop. I will not drink while I'm doing this preview. But you're trying to serve rounds of drinks, and you are trying to fulfill these recipe cards. You fill them by getting marbles that are ingredients, and there's wild ones and there's ones that are bad that take away from your recipe. But you're rolling dice, taking a whole bunch of these recipe marbles out of a bag. You're taking them and you distribute them across these jigger bowls, and then taking some for yourself and placing them to fulfill recipes. When you fulfill recipes, you get money, and you also get tips, and those tip cards actually have abilities on them, or you can keep them for money. There's a little bit of take that comes along the way with some of those abilities, but we'll explore all of that. I'm not going to keep you long. We're going to talk about the setup. I'm actually going to play some of the game and teach you how to play it, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Let's go ahead and get to the boards, and I swear to you, I'm not going to drink this until I'm done with this preview. Okay, party people, let's take a look at the gameplay of On the Rocks. Now, this game is set up for a 2-player game, and I'm just trying to show you exactly what the setup looks like. Then I'll kind of get to the gameplay. We want to make this really quick, give you a quick understanding of what's going on. So you have your decks here that represent each type of drinks that are in the game on your player board. And at the beginning of the game, you're going to choose to take either 3 or 4. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why now, but then I'm going to go into it deeper when we get to the gameplay. The game is actually played over 3 rounds, and you have these little wedges to mark that. Okay, and rounds are according to a round of drinks. So think of it as whether you choose 3 or 4 drinks, you must finish all these drinks to end a round. By the way, when you finish drinks, they go over here into the completed orders area, and you will receive a tip card. There's also a tip card area in the game, and then when you use them for their abilities, if you choose to, they will go over here and be out of the game, and they don't count for victory points. So that's how those work. Okay, so I think we explained the tip deck there. And then we also have this money, which is going to be when somebody gets to the final round and it's last call, and they were the first ones to finish or whatever, and they finished all their orders, then they would get these coins. They will get one of these coins in order. Now, for a 2-player game, these coins go away, and we only have 1, but that's kind of it. You also have your ingredients dice. These are what you're going to use to draft and also to do turn order to begin the game. You roll those, and that will kind of tell you how many you get out of this ingredients bag. So speaking of ingredients, and there's a ton of these in here like that. Speaking of ingredients, you have all these different colors. These will all go in the bag. And then you also have these different marbles. So you have these golden ones in here. There's 3 of them, and they will be golden, and they'll have like eyes on them and stuff like that. They told me this is just prototype. There's going to be a couple of those in there. Then there's also going to be these clear ones in here as well, and I'll talk about what they do during the game. And then you also have these black ones. There's going to be 4 of those white ones in there. And then you'll have these spill ones. And these are not the good ones. These are the ones you don't want. And they all go in that bag. And when you do get a spill one, it's going to pull from this deck, and it's not going to be good. Okay? So there you go. That's kind of everything that goes on here. This other little area here in this mixing area, this is with the bowls where you'll put your ingredients. And then also, this is like a coaster where you put the black ones, the spill marbles in there, and then the gold ones that we said they're going to have the eyes in them. You actually put them there, and then when they fill up, you actually put them back in the bag. So we'll cover all that stuff. But let's go ahead and just get to the gameplay. We got everything. We get all our stuff off the board. Let's go ahead and do that. We already drafted. We said we're going to do these 3 recipes. I think we're good to go. Let's do it. Okay, party people, we have a 2-player game all set up. I'm just going to take a couple turns, explain some things, and then I'll go ahead and get to my final thoughts. And hopefully you get an idea of how the game flows. Okay. All right. So the first part of your turn, and this is a wonderful player aid, and they got one in here. So I'm really excited that when publishers provide these things, I really get excited because this looks like part of the final product. And as you can see, this is a really good prototype overall. So hopefully we get a good walkthrough here, right? First, you're going to have to deal with complaints. These cards that you have, these tip cards that you get when you complete your drinks, they're going to have things that say, hey, like you can keep this for yourself and it's something good. You could
do something for yourself and also share something as well. And then you have ones that are pass, which are the take that ones here. And you would give these or pass them to someone else on a part of your turn, and then they will have to deal with this the first part of their turn. Okay, so I don't have to do that. I'm going to roll my die. So I'm going to get 6 out of this wonderful bag here. So I'm going to grab 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I don't know how you feel about drafting from bags. Sometimes you grab a handful and then you count them out. You got to watch that with this one. Okay, so now we're going to be placing it in the bowls, okay? It's kind of like a Mancala kind of drop-off, Mancala type of drop-off thing. But we're just going to pick a bowl, and on future turns there will be an empty bowl, and you start there, and then you go clockwise and place them. So I'm be paying attention to my orders. I need a lot of yellow, thinking that's going to be the one here. Yellow, red, and blue. So I'm going to start at this one. Yellow, white, blue, yellow, and then red. And I'm gonna have to, I think that's gonna be my move. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get it all at once. So then I'm gonna grab one bowl. Okay, so that's the next part of my turn here. So I've dealt with complaints, I've rolled, now I've drafted my dice. And I'm sorry, I drafted the dice, I mixed it up, and now I'm actually going to place these things and decide if I need to keep, if there's any extras and things like that. So I can put these over here, and I always keep these in my hands. I can put these over here, and I can start to place them in these areas. So I'll do like that. Also, as you can see, I kind of one lane this one here, and then that would be it, okay? I don't have anything that I can save. If I had extra ingredients, I could put them in here, like there's ones I can't use, but I can't, and I don't have anything to evaluate. If I got any of these special marbles, I would have to, special ingredients, I would have to do that. I don't have any tip cards, end of turn. She doesn't have any complaints, so we're gonna go ahead and have them go. Cock die. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and I see I got 4. Uh-oh, special marble, here we go. One special marble. This one right here is a wild. It's a clear and it's wild. You can use it for anything, but we have to get it to where we can use it. So let's see. We have a lot of white here, a lot of blue. Let's see what we can do here. So I think it's going to be blue, and I can choose these. The thing is that you're not just kind of haphazardly picking these. You're really trying to like somewhat give a strategy to this, because you want to have the best setup and move the fastest through your recipes. See, so I'm really paying attention to where I'm placing these, because I do want to have the right stuff here. I could do this. I think I'm just going to do this. Like that. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I have nothing else. Play goes over to this player here. So he's gonna have 3, just 3, huh? Just 3. Okay. Well, and they're all white. All right, that's very interesting. So I do need those white, but I really don't have much of a choice. So I'm gonna start here, go in a clockwise motion. Do I need all these greens in here? 2 greens, 2 whites. Oh, I can make use of those, so let's do that. I think I want to make use of those. See, I'm dodging that bowl over there. I don't want those spills, because they get these cards, and spill cards are not good. They take things out of your bowls, okay? So you don't want those in your area. They take things out of your recipe, so you don't want those. And you have to do that before you complete the recipe, so nothing's safe. So we're going to put these over here, sorry. And let's see. I'm going to have 2 green here. I have 2 white. And now I'm going to have my first extra ingredient, and that means that I don't have anything I can do with it. It will be there, and I can use it, freely later on my turn. I don't have anything else I can do. Goes over to the next player. They're going to roll their die. Let's see how many they get. They get 3 out of here. All right, so we have 3. Now we have our special die here. This is the golden marble. When you get this one here and you're ready to resolve things, you can go grab any two of the rest ingredients out of here, out of this bag. When you do that, and this is when you would draft it and stuff, it goes over here. Sorry, it goes down here. That lets you know there's 3 of them. Until all 3 are there, they don't go back in the bag. Same thing with the spill ones. So we got these 3, and I really kind of want to protect that one, but I really can't. So let's see. So it's going to be I'm actually just going to make it start there, unfortunately. And I don't feel like that's really attractive, but that's kind of what I'm dealing with. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the risk and take all of these. Look at that. Boom. I don't care. Okay. I don't care. Here we go. So I have, let's see, because I feel like I can complete a recipe. This is why I'm going all in here. Ready, boom, boom. See that? That's why I did it. So now I still have this black one here, and that means before I resolve my recipe, okay, so now I have an opportunity to resolve, I have to deal with this. So I'm going to pull a card, and it says, spill all, remove all white ingredients from any one drink. So it's going to be that one. That's what it's going to be. All right, so that's going to be removed. This black one goes up here. All right, and then boom, I have finished the drink. So I have finished this drink right here. I'm going to take all these. They're going to go back in the bag. I'm going to take this one, and now I have $6. This is going to go over here. Okay, and then boom, this is going to come out. And like I said before, they're going to tell you whether you keep it, you're going to share it, or you're going to pass it. Now, this is going to be worth $2, and it will go over here on the right side of my board. And if I don't use it, I will get $2 at the end of the game. But if I do use it, I will use it for its power, and it'll be put over here, and it will be worth nothing at the end of the game. Now, that's basically how this game works. You're going to try to gather the right marbles at the right time. You know, drafting these special ones will help you do things a little bit differently. And when you're completing these things, you're trying to complete as many as these possible, as fast as possible to get through a round. So let's say the player, I ended up finishing these 3 recipes. I will have completed a round. And then the next round, I may decide to take 4 recipes because it may be a choice of mine to kind of, you know, start picking up more points because maybe I'm ahead or something like that, or maybe I'm behind. And then let's say I complete those recipes. And then I would have 2. And then let's say I'm ahead this time and I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm just going to take these smaller ones right here. Okay. And I would complete those. And when I do that, and remember, I'm getting tip cards for each one of these that I complete. Okay. I would call last call, and then everybody would get another turn, and then the game would end. After that, it all comes down to your points on the cards, tip cards that you have not played yet that are face up still. So let's, we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 cards. So you would have a whole bunch of these cards face up, or some that you may have over here. You'll have these. The first person to complete their recipes would get this coin. And remember, we had, based on player count, we had these as well. Okay, so first and second. And then players would subtract points for not having finished in their recipes. So there would be some negative points here that they would receive for not completed recipes. I believe it's -2 for some reason. I can't remember off the top of my head. But whoever has the most points wins the game. And that is basically a run through of On the Rocks. Hopefully you get a good understanding of it. Let's go ahead and get back to the table, and I can tell you my final thoughts.
All right, party people, final thoughts here on the Rocks by pentreegames. This game has a lot of interesting little decisions to make here. So I want 3 cards or I want 4 cards. And at some point in the game, maybe I'm far enough ahead, maybe I'll just get 3 cards. Or maybe I'll get 4 cards the whole time just so I can get enough money. And then I also get tip cards. So do I use those for their abilities, or do I, to kind of slow some people down? Or do I use them for myself to get ingredients? Or do I do a shared one? Or do I hold off on those and then wait to the end of the game for the money for those cards? Okay, that's a good choice. How about the marbles? So the ingredients, how do I put those in the bowl so I can use those to my advantage and maybe make something attractive, but put more spill marbles in there so that the players who want those have to deal with them? A lot of interesting decisions. Just a good blend of choices and little mechanisms that make this game a really interesting package for a gateway game. And I think even if you're not a fan of like the theme, and by the way, the theme is there because it's beautiful prototype, if you can't tell. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's like that vibrant bar look with the bar lights. I work in a bar, so I'm feeling that vibe. So yeah, it just has that look, but also the gameplay is really the core of what it is. It's not just a beautiful sheen, kind of to it. And I think you can feel that by what I was, showing you when I was playing. But overall, like I said, just a good blend of these mechanisms and choices that I think, people will appreciate. But I can never tell anybody what to do with their money. I'm here to help people make informed decisions, and hopefully I helped you do that today. I like to thank the publisher, Pentreegames, for sponsoring this video. And once again, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully, like I said, you can make an informed decision. Feel free to like and subscribe. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'm about to have a toast. Take care.